This is the only niche of this channel which is very close to my heart, and for that reason I am nervous because I can't mess it up. I don't want to mess it up. Also, I have the flu. I hope it works out. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nelisile Writeous. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for 100 subscribers. I am truly grateful, you guys. So today I'm gonna be telling a story. It's called Wounded Hearts. It is written by the author Takalani M. She is the author of Into the Sun and the Mistress trilogy. I'm gonna leave all her links down below in the description box in case you want to check out her work. No, I am gonna leave all the links in the description box because I know that you'd want to check out her work after this, because honestly what I'm about to do here is not gonna bring justice to her work. She is a South African author. Her work is very absolutely beautiful, and the only reason I am doing this, I'm telling this story, is because it triggered me so much, you guys, and I felt like, yes, this is worth me telling. I don't want this video to be too long, so let's get right into it. So this book is called Wounded Hearts. Like I said, it's about two people who genuinely like each other, you know, and genuinely want to be together, but like they are dealing with like childhood traumas and all of that, and life is just saying no, you know, like life doesn't want them to be together. Okay, let me not even like tell this story in a review type of way. Let me tell the story as it is. So I read somewhere when they're like, yes, and if you really want to know what someone is dealing with, or if you just want to know like to deeply get into a relationship with them, then you'll see it's not all roses and cute. So this story is about Uthuli and Phuthi. Uthuli is, you know, those girls with like 100% attitude, and you think they are just being mean. She always has this like resting bee face, and she is very defensive. Like she doesn't let things slide. She is very defensive. So, and then Phuthi is that guy. Like we all know this type of guys. Like he's that guy. If you are throwing a party, yeah, now he's gonna handle the alcohol and the music. If there's a function, he's the one who's gonna handle the alcohol and the music. He works for this corporate company, and he is the PR. So every time they have events, Phuthi is that guy. That one that Mofunam ice, you go to him, or if you don't drink and you want juice, you go to him. He has the key to the alcohol room. So Phuthi and Thuli they have mutual friends. So Phuthi is a friend to Njabulo, and Thuli is a friend to Maria, and those friends Njabulo and Maria, they are married. So every time they throw, whether it's a birthday party for the kids, whether it's a dinner or whatever, Phuthi and Thuli both, they are gonna be there. They are gonna be there because they are friends with the couple. So now Phuthi is that guy, that charming guy no girl ever says no to. And now, because Uthuli is always there, and like Thuli is like, she doesn't even smile or laugh or anything like that. So now Phuthi is very interested in this girl, and there's something that is not okay. So he tries to speak to her, and all the time she is super mean. She is very mean, and every time she tells Phuthi off, Phuthi is like, no man, no, like it can't be me. Nobody rejects me, you know what I mean? So now this other time guys like Uthuli pulile ego yaga Phuthi. So this at the time Uthuli is a student and then she was doing like side hustling there and there. So she was a waitress in this restaurant. One time Phuthi went there and said at Tafleni that she knew that was going to be served by Uthuli. The moment Thuli saw her, she went to the manager and resigned right there on the spot. Phuthi was so hurt. Phuthi, what is it about me that this girl doesn't want? You know what I mean? So now Thuli resigned, and Phuthi was feeling very bad about it. He tried like you know, but Thuli never showed up for the interview. And the more she did all of that, as the more Phuthi was very drawn to her. So now she blocked Phuthi's numbers, and Phuthi is always texting with different phones and calling with different phones, to such a point where now if he did not call, now Thuli feels like, no, there's something missing in my life. There's something I didn't do. My day didn't go as planned. So now Uthuli uhlala in Grace is Korean. She lives with Grace name. So one time they are playing the famous Truth or Dare, and Grace does her to be a human for like 3 days. I think it's like 3 days or 5 or a week. I don't remember. But Grace does her to be human. So Puti, that weekend, Puti went home in Limpopo. So he texts Utuli and he's like, I told my mom about you and she gave me a smile. And because of her condition, that is a very huge deal. Now Utuli's like, oh, that's nice, but like, what's wrong with your mom? And Puti's like, can I tell you over coffee? And she was like, okay, if I come to this stupid coffee date, are you gonna leave me alone? Puti's like, a deal. And so the week goes on and they go and meet for that coffee date. So now they are sitting there, you guys, and and like conversation is just going on, and like then Tuli asks, okay, what is wrong with your mom? And for the first time in a long time, like Puti opens up, like Puti hardly opens up. Everybody knows him as that guy who's always drunk, that guy, or Chinchamatomos, that guy who's always out every single weekend, but nobody really knows what's going on with him. And I say that's what we do. We go to a outing and be different people, and then we have different lives back at home. So now Puti opens up to her, and then he tells her. So what happened with Puti's mom is Uputi magamdwanane, all the time he would hear his parents argue about his paternity, and all the time Ubaba could be like, no, he's not mine, and the mother would be like, no, he's yours. And then he later found out Uputi Ubaba is a married man, like he's in a stable marriage and he has 4 kids with that woman. So obviously his mom is the other woman, or was the other woman. So after finding out, he went to his mom and called her all sorts of names, and like they just had this huge fight. And like he was very, because you can imagine how it feels as a kid all the time when your parents argue. It's always about you. No, he's not mine. Yes, he's yours. No, he's not mine. You know what I mean? So now, and then he called her all sorts of names and then left. That night when he came back from a soccer match, he didn't go because he had like an outside room. He went to his room and just slept. The next day when he went to the house, I wanted to know, Manati, like it looks like nobody has ever been here. And then he went to his mother's room to check, and he found her just lying there, not moving. And then, so yeah, so Uma Mikey was hit by a stroke, and she is paralyzed. Like literally the only thing she's able to do is to close her eyes and open her eyes. And even still today, 10 years later, Uputi still feels bad for it. He feels like it's his fault. And so that's what he told Tuli, and so Tuli was sitting there and she was cheering up and all of that. And now Uputi is looking at her like, girl, you are crying for me on my behalf. Do you care that much? You know what I mean? And since that time, Tuli saw her as, you know, a different Puti, like different from what she thought. Like she felt like, isn't I judged him too soon, and because of that she started being kind to him. And I remember when they were driving back to Tuli, she was like, oh my goodness, why does this day have to end? Puti was like, it doesn't have to end. And so they Bashai U-turn and they went to a braai Yagan Jabulu no Maria. I explained with Sibangan Babu, and they went to that braai. So now they are sitting there. Oh, Tula is with the girls, Puti is with the guys. Now guys, the devil doesn't sleep. Now Puti is sitting there and he's chatting with his friends. Yeah, Donna, you are in love, like Bona. Deep, like hook, line, and sinker, isn't it deep? Now this girl, who care what, she comes, kisses Ichika Puti, and she sits with the guys. Tuli is looking at all of that, and now Puti is very tense. The girl's like, what's going on? Did you come with someone? Because like they were like in a situationship thingy, so she understands with like, I mean, there are boundaries. If you are here with someone, then I'll give you your space. I respect you, know what I mean? So she's like, did you come here with someone? Puti, like, is that one who's wearing a jean? Now they are staring at the Tuli, and she is staring back at them, and it's super awkward. It's super awkward. And from that day, Utuli just closed off. When they were driving back, when Puti was driving her back to her place, she was just quiet the whole way, and Puti was trying to initiate a conversation, and it was just not happening. And since that day, she started ignoring Puti's calls and all of that. So this one time, Unjabulo Nomawe are hosting a bride, and Unjabulo tells Uputi about it. Today we are doing this, but you are not invited because Utuli is gonna be there. And she said to my wife, she's only gonna come if you are not there. But Bona, I got you. I got you. You can come around 7, pretend like you forgot a file or whatever. It's work stuff. No, now I got you. So very indeed, around 7 p.m. the bride thing is going on. Tuli is there. Uputi comes. He's looking for a file and all of that. And because she's so sweet. She's like, no, you can't leave without eating because we cooked and there's so much food. Sit down, grab a drink and eat. And Puti's there trying to be like, nah, it's okay. And she's like, nah, I insist. And then he sits. The night goes on. He asks to speak to Utuli. They go outside, they speak, and he's like, listen, I like you, and I'm not about to play like this cat and moose game. I like you, and I know that you like me because I see the way your eyes lit up when whatever, like he says whatever that guy says to girls. And now they are standing there outside and the stars are so bright and they kiss. Yes, they do, and I'm happy. And they kiss, and then after that, and then like in that instant, Julie gets triggered and she starts having voices, and now she is frozen. And Puti's like, oh my goodness, what's going on? And now everybody is just coming out and calling her name, and she's not responding. And after a few seconds, into reality, and she pushes Puti away and goes back inside. Now everybody is like, what did you do to her and all of that? And Puti's like, I am clueless, but no, she was okay before you came here, so what did you do to her? And now Puti's feeling bad with Ahi. Like, we were okay, we were vibing, what's going on? And then Tuli's like, listen, I thought about it, I think it's okay if we just remain as friends. And Puti's like, yes, whatever you want, whatever, I do whatever you want, because now he is mad, because everybody is looking at him like he's a bad person. And after that, true to his word, Uputi does not, like, he answers when Tuli calls. He responds to her text, but like it's just like cold, my response are cold, like, how are you? I'm good. How are you? I'm good. Okay. Until Tuli gets really, really frustrated about that. And now this other time she texts Uputi and she's like, it's a Friday and I don't have plans. Where are you gonna be hanging out this weekend? Uputi is like, nah, I'm gonna be working with this other club, but you can come through, blah blah blah, I'll give you the tickets and all of that. So Utuli asks her sister Dinewo to take along. Now they get there and Uputi has like Uputi guys, wasn't a partner. Now they are drinking and they're pretending like she does not care. But then she gets drunk, and after getting drunk, Uputi guys like like they are dancing and all of that, and Utuli is just so uncomfortable. And after getting drunk, she asks her sister Utibona, please make sure that they don't live together. Like, how am I gonna make sure that they don't live together? And then she cried, and then she's back. And like, listen, if I do whatever I need to do and they don't live together, promise me that you are gonna start attending therapy. You are gonna start going for therapy. And she agrees, and that's where Usiswaki one goes, no man, this is deep. I really have to help like my little sister. And so she disappears with Ifonka, Tuli, and the keys and all of that. And then like 10 minutes later, Utuli goes to Puti. He's like, didn't you see my sister? It's like, your sister? No, you were with her. Like, I saw you were sitting there with her. What do you mean? Did I not see her? And then now they start calling her and she's not replying. Later on, she calls and she's like, listen, my girlfriend needed my help. I really, really had to go and all of that. I'd be back in an hour. It's like, okay, whatever. Now they are sitting there. The partner, Lumuntura Put, is so annoyed because like she is so mad. And Putina is so mad because he was trying to get over this girl, and now she is here looking all lost, looking sad and all of that. And now they are sitting there. Ziti 2 a.m. Dina's sister is not showing up. Tuli's sister is not showing up. 3 a.m. She's not there. 4 a.m. Now they are the only people left in the club. Uput is like, listen, let's just go. And then, you can leave me, it's okay, like, I'm sorry, you can leave me a gate in the school, I'll sleep there. And Puts is like hell, you are gonna sleep there. And so they drive. Now he doesn't have a choice but to take her with, but you can't take the both of them. I mean, it's gonna look somehow. So he drops the date, and she is so mad. Malahama, she bangs the door. Utuli now is sitting there looking all sad and stuff. And then they go Gaputi, he shows her to the room that she's gonna use and all of that. Meanwhile, all this time, when they were driving from the club to Lauputi Ashalakona, Tula's sister was driving right behind them because, I mean, she wanted her sister to be safe. She doesn't, know this pretty guy that well. So she wanted her to be safe. Even when Utuli was sleeping, the car was parked outside in case she changes her mind. And in the morning, she wakes Puti up, and she's like, I asked her that we talk, and you said that you were not gonna leave your date for me. So now that she's not here, can we talk? And that's where Puti thinks about it, and he's like, did you set me up? Like, did you plan this all along? And she just laughs. Now Uputi is all mad. Like, what do you want from me? You said I should leave you alone, blah, 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 blah. And now you are here disturbing me, blah, 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 and all of that. And Tuli's like, I'm ready to talk. And so they sit, and he's like, and she's like, I've been raped as a child and all of that. But she doesn't even finish the story, because when she starts speaking, she's like, nah, listen, can you please drive me home to Soweto? I need to speak to my mom. Uputi does not understand what's happening, but he can see that this person is not okay. And so they drive to Soweto. She's like, please stay in the car, I'll be back. And then Uputi stays, and then she goes in the house and confronts her mom, because what happened was, so her parents were married, right? And then one night things just changed. Umamake packed his bags and left. And from that time, Umamake started being a drunkard. She started drinking like very, very much, until such a point where they didn't have money, and they had to borrow money, until it got to a point where people didn't even borrow them money anymore because of you know what I mean? So now she had all these men coming in the house, they'd bring like free alcohol and all of that, and she will drink to a point where, when it's free alcohol, she will drink to a point where she passes out, not knowing Guti, when she's out, those men have their way with her kids. And at that time she was in grade 12, so most of the time she'd be like attending extra classes and all of that, but Utul would be the one in clinic, so she was the one who'd get raped and stuff. And it's only later on, when Udina was home and it happened to her, that's when she started saying, nah, man, if I was home just for one Saturday and my sister is always here, then definitely it happened to her. And she questioned Utuli, and Utuli was like, yeah, this has been happening. And they moved out of the house, but the damage was done, and nobody even suspected anything, because Utuli is a very, very, like, she's very smart, you guys. Like, she's those abantwana babathola like 100% good test. So after that happened, she got even more smarter, so nobody paid attention to her. And Usiswake moved her to, but like the damage was done, they moved to a back room and stayed there and locked the door all the time and all of that. But now they are adults, and it just, childhood trauma is just one thing that you never get over. So she went to Soweto and she confronted her mom, and she told her, this is what happened, you ruined my life, I'll never ever forget you, blah blah blah. Do you know how many fingers have been, how many times I've been violated, how many times I've been raped by those friends that I told you that I didn't want them here in the house. I told you repeatedly that I was uncomfortable with them, but you kept on bringing them and allowing them to enter the house and all of that. And while she's still crying and shouting all of that, Uput is sitting in the car, but he can hear, something is just not okay. And he comes in the house, and that way he hears, okay, this is what happened to Utuli. And Utuli started getting comfortable around Uput, because he knew everything now, and he was super supportive, you guys. Like, he was there for her, and he was also one of the people who were pushing her within you need to start attending therapy. And then they started dating, which was very short-lived, you guys. Like, their happiness was short-lived. I remember the day before Utuli went for her first session, they were sitting in the car after their date, and they were just talking, and Puti was like, listen, I'll be there with you, I'll be holding your hand, blah blah blah. and all of that, no matter how much, no matter how hard it gets, I'm always gonna be here and all of that. And then he gets a call, you get your mom is in hospital, and now he's like, no, I need to go with you, blah blah blah, you're not okay, you can't drive alone. Puti is like, no, you can't miss your first session, I'm gonna be okay, I'll call you and tell you how everything goes. And then he drives to Limpopo, and when he gets there, he finds that Guti Umamake is actually worse than he thought, and the doctors are like, nah, something, like she was upset, like that's why her heart started beating faster and she couldn't breathe and all of that. Something happened and affected. So now Puti is trying to find out from the cousin who looks after Umamake what happened, and then she tells him, your father was here, he was here. And then Puti is very mad and it's like, isn't it? We don't need this man in our lives. And yet he left us for his family. What does he want now? And so he drives to Lalu Babalo Kona. And then that man is like, listen, I don't want to cause trouble between you and your mom. I'm not trying to, mess up her health or anything like that. But I want to show you something. And so he calls his kid who's about like 13 years old and Uyeza, Lumtana Marafiga. Puti looks at him. And it's like he is looking at himself, or like Natu's big picture, when he was 13. That child and Puti, they are the exact same person. And then it hit him, Guti, this man is my dad. So all this time, my mom was telling the truth. So all the names that I called her, because as much as he was feeling bad, for a condition, somehow he believed Guti, nah, that man is Aksuba. But now that he knows Guti, Umamake was telling the truth, it hit him so hard. Now his phone is off, Utuli is trying to call him and he's not picking up, he's not showing up in Sevenzini for like a week, and Utuli's like, and Tuli needs him the most, but he promised Uti, I'm gonna be there with you, I'm gonna hold your hand. And also Utuli is not really comfortable with like breaking down in front of her sister, because they went through the same thing, you guys. So she feels like she feels like she's also dealing with her stuff, so I need to give her space. So now Uput is not picking up and all of that. But also he needs her. But this guy never said Witinaya he was struggling. He came out as this guy, who's always happy, who's going to be there for Utule and all of that. And now his childhood trauma starts to hit him, and now his phone is off and all of that, and that way the problem starts. While he is still in Polokwane, they were hiding. Utuli gets an opportunity. He gets an opportunity to go work in Mpumalanga, and the pay is good, and she needs it. And so she goes for an interview, she like nails it, and then she gets the job. Like everything changed. Utuli is now in Mpumalanga. And then he calls her like, where are you? Can we meet? She's like, I'm not there, I'm in Mpumalanga. And she's like, listen, I'll drive there, and I'm sorry, I sent you a text and so was not available and all of that. Kanti, the mistake that he made with him, he sent like that long e-signing and then he switched off his phone before the message could go through. So Utuli did not get any message, like she doesn't know what's going on. So in her heart, she's like, Uputi probably left because I am damaged. I mean, like people have been rejecting her. People have been, distancing themselves from her because everybody just felt like she is dark, like she's not nice, you know what I mean? So now she feels ngati Uputi did the same thing, Kanti, not knowing Uti. Guy was also struggling, and so he drives to Mpumalanga after work. Of course, like he's been absent from work for a week. He has a pile of work. He's exhausted physically, emotionally, like he's not okay. And he drives to Mpumalanga. Marafika lapa, he's tired and he's like, listen, can I just nap? Like we will talk, but can I just sleep for 2 hours? And he sleeps. He sleeps until it's morning, and he wakes up and he's already late for a meeting. So now he was rushing because he has to drive back to Joburg and all of that. And Rutul is like, are we gonna be okay? Like, are we gonna make this work? Ngati, we are fooling ourselves. And that's where he's like, listen, I also feel the same. I feel like it's not gonna work. Like I'm tired. Like I'm really, really tired. And all you wanted to do was to talk, but I couldn't even like offer that for you because I'm really, really just so tired. And so they break up. But also Utuli, when she said that, obviously in her mind, she was expecting, like, she needed reassurance. But no, we are fine. You know what I mean? Like, we are okay. Like the argument was, Utuli was like, I needed you and you were not there and you promised to be there. And opposite does not say it. Ne? He does not say it, but he also needed her, and that triggered me so much. Like, I felt so bad for Okute, also because I know how it feels to be the strong one, to have to be the strong one. Ngoba Tuli is battling. Puti knows that she is not okay. Probably she has depression and all of that. And because you did not say anything, because you are not attending therapy and all of that, you are the one who's okay. You know, you are the one who's okay. You are the one who's always has to be there, no matter what happens. But also, now if you are the one who needs umuntu to come through for you, they are not there, and you have to understand ukuthi she's not okay. So if I need her and she is not here, then I have to understand, because I'm the one who's okay. I'm the one I'm not attending any therapy, you know what I mean? And so Uputi has to be the strong one despite everything that is going on. He has to be the strong one. He has to be the guy who organizes alcohol for his friends. He has to be the guy who puts on this brave face, this happy face all the time. And if you ask all his friends, they'll tell you he's the happy guy, not knowing what he is struggling. Though I am not making sense, but if there's one thing that I want you to take from this story time, is that the fact that if your friend is battling and you are not, that does not mean that your mental state is superior than yours. No, yours matters as well. Even though you are okay, even though you are not as bad as they are, or your case seems smaller than what they are going through, but your mental state should be a priority. And should you feel ngati they are weighing you down, and should you feel ngati when they need you, should you feel like I cannot be there, tell them. Like, do not battle it up just because you guys, like, our lack of understanding mental illness, got us into deep trouble, you guys. We were there tolerating emotional abuse just because we did not know. In our heads we thought, just because this person is not okay and I'm okay, then it means that their mental state is superior than mine. And it's not like that. Do not allow people to bleed on you at all. Like, it shouldn't be like that. If ever you feel like you cannot handle it, or if ever you feel like you do not want to help them carry whatever, the burden that they are struggling with, tell them it's okay to not want to be there. It's okay to choose yourself. It's okay to, like, even guys, like, your reason does not even have to be valid. It's okay to say no. Nope, I'm not okay. Nope, I'm gonna choose myself. Nope, I'm gonna prioritize my mental state. Nope, I cannot be there. Like, just say it out. You don't have to be the strong one in any situation. You don't have to be the strong one. And also, I feel like if that person, if they care about you as much as you care about them, they won't require that much from you ever. And so they break up, and Uputi is a mess. He's a mess. He is living with a guilt. He doesn't know what to do. He's not getting help. And I mean, like, guys don't have that relationship with man. Like, you've been coming here with, like, you haven't been getting much sleep. What's going on? But this one time he goes to work, and Unjabula can see him, look, now, you're not okay. And then he asked him, what's wrong? You haven't been looking okay for the past few weeks. And then he tells him, this is what's been going on. He told him basically what's been happening at home. And Unjabul is like, listen, I'll get my mother-in-law to call you. And it's like, why would she call me? Which is, you'll understand. Just make sure that you have enough airtime and you understand. And then that week, he also decides, man, let me reach out to Utuli. And so, before that, Utuli texts him, and she's like, listen, I need to see you just for a few moments. And then they meet, and then Utuli is like, because the therapist had told her, she needs to stop holding back. Like, she needs to let people know what she feels like. And so they meet, and then she tells him, listen, I understand why we were not going to work out. I understand why you left, but can you wait for me? Like when I'm okay, can I know that when I come to you and be like, listen, I'm okay, can we start again? Like, can you like do whatever you want to do with whoever you want to do it with? You know what I mean? But when I am okay and I feel like I am ready to be with you, can you give me that? Can I find you ready for me? Like, can you wait for me? And Uput is like, I can't. You need to be okay. Like, I can't. But also, that's because he was also going through so much, you guys. And I think Uboni Luguti, if this carries on, he's always going to be the one who has to be strong. So now, after that talk with Unjabul is like, listen, tell her what's going on. Tell her everything that you told me. And my mother-in-law is going to call you. Sharp. He goes to Utuli, flowers and her favorite food from that restaurant that they went to in the first day table. And then while they are, he looks a mess, you guys. While they are sitting there and not really talking, that call comes through, and it's the mother-in-law, and she's like, we are gonna pray. They're like, pray. For what? For you guys, are you married? But no, we're not married. Okay, it's whatever. And Uput is like, we are not, but I would like to get married to her someday. Utul is like, we are one to this one is trying to score points. I mean, he left. He didn't want to wait for me. What is he doing here? And then they start praying. And they are there like, they're just looking at the phone. And then it goes on for a couple of weeks. And this woman calls every single day, you guys, and she prays for them. And one time she says to them, listen, Utul is like, when are you going to stop calling us? And she's like, when you start praying for yourselves. So I am so excited for when, because honestly, this story took a different turn. In my head, I thought Utul is gonna attend therapy and learn to deal with her trauma and all of that and heal and be okay. And then after that, Utul will also do the same thing, because Utul had asked her, go with me, like attend this therapy with me, and he said no. So I thought that he was finally gonna say yes, and then we're gonna attend together and all of that. But no, they are praying. They are praying, and it's so beautiful, you guys, because one thing that I know is that prayer heals, and I can't wait for them to get to a point where they start believing in prayer, where they start praying for themselves. And I am very excited, you guys, because also for me in this healing journey that I'm going through right now, the only thing that came through for me was prayer. So I know that it's gonna come through for them. And even though, you guys, like, even though this is fiction, but I find myself wanting to pray for them. Does this happen to me only? Like when you read a book and you find yourself wanting to pray for the characters, even though you know that this is fiction. That is me. I hope you go read. I hope you read and you enjoy the story. And I know, Witty, I know, I know that I messed it up and it probably does not make sense, but this is my first time. Please, like, this video is already way too long. Please like, comment, subscribe, and go read. Please. Have a beautiful week, and if there's anybody there who is going through what Putty and Tuli are going through, I hope that you also find solution to your problems. I hope that you heal. I pray that you heal till we meet again next time. Peace.